Yeah, go on, I'll check. I'll check on the time report, make sure he's okay. Sound?
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing.
No, one second.
Set up der tv. Och ja, så. Du ser.
Hello. You might move over a small bit to one side, lads.
Backwards, I had to go in. The sun is affecting the glasses for that section. How do you see me? How's that?
Perfect. Thanks.
You're streamlining it to Kilbrin,
Well, all over the world. It doesn't just go to Kilbrin. There's 3 of it today, I think, so there'll be no shortage of options. Is yeah.
Early water might Geneva, is it?
No, I want to come in here because they can't see this screen that well and the sun. I was here.
It's a special place position.
I was at the same time as the bias. The ground is smaller and level. off mute.
Welcome to Kanturk for the 2020 Duhallow Junior A hurling final featuring Dromtarriffe and Kilbrin. Vinny Hayes is on camera here with me, and accompanying me during the game for his words of wisdom will be John Warren from Bantier, needing no introduction, and I suppose I'm not too sure how many times he might tell us himself, quite a number of times anyway. He would have been the man in the middle on a day like today in Duhallow hurling finals. Long career in refereeing, and prior to that playing with his club Bantier. But in any event, I suppose today is about the two teams who are out on the pitch now, and they're about 8 minutes from starting time. For the record, today is the 88th staging of a Duhallow Junior hurling final. The first final way back in 1933 was won by Mill Street, and to date 11 clubs have captured the Duhallow hurling title. So either Dromtarriffe or Kilbrin were added to their tally today. Mealing hold the record of titles won in the division. They have 20 titles, their last being in 2010. That was a single point victory over Kilbrin, which some of us remember, and for Mealing that led to a glorious run of success, really, winning the Cork County title with a win over Clodagh, winning the provincial title, and going on to All-Ireland success in Crow Park in February of 2011, and that's a history that will forever, I suppose, remind all Mealing players of what their status is. I suppose on divisional final day, I'll ask you here, lots of clubs might let their mind wander a little bit further than they should in terms of the next step is out into a county championship. Duhallow's record in county championship hasn't been great. We've only 3 winners, Kanturk and Castlemagner in 54, Kanturk in 69, and as I mentioned there already, Mealing in 2010. Fremont and Kilbrin got as far as the final stage but couldn't get over the line. So
and both teams being very unlucky in their county finals.
Certainly Fremont anyway against Bride Rovers.
And certainly the day above against Screen and Park Kiwi were very unlucky. I don't think the day suited you, but
weather didn't suit us, but then bad weather doesn't suit any hurler.
No. But I'll tell you, whoever wins this final here today will go out and won't be far away from Ratley County, I think.
Yeah, I think for the record, the draw was made during the weekend when the winners played the city champions. I'm not too sure. Brian Dillon's are always thereabouts, but I never checked to know who's involved in the city final.
As you said there, this is the first.
That's not for today.
It's the first time that Kilbrin and Dromtarriffe have
met.
The final.
It is a unique.
When I was looking at the Kilbrin boys, they're looking over at the Dromtarriffe team, and I think they might be thinking they're meeting the old foes band here in the final, because I think they stole out jerseys. That's another day's reckoning, but I think this will be a great final. I saw both, we'll call them semi-finals.
Yes, the last games in the round-robin series.
And definitely Dromtarriffe looked very, very sharp that day, but then again, no back of a poor.
Right.
And a poor game over in Castlemagner, but he got the better of the band here in a good game, so this is a very hard game to call.
Yeah, well, certainly I have to say that Dromtarriffe, rightly so, are favourites. I mean, they were champions in 2018, and maybe a lot was expected of them. Last year they came unstuck in the semi-final, which can happen.
Can happen above in Kilbrin, a wet night, and I think it was the save from Derek Carney in goals. He made a fantastic save from Tomas Howard from the match.
Yes, but I just think myself that it's significant that they're back here. They certainly were in the more difficult of the two groups. On paper, Mill Street and Newmarket looked formidable opposition for Dromtarriffe with just one team coming out of the group. But I think myself that Dromtarriffe probably hold an edge here, and I'm not suggesting that Kilbrin can't achieve a victory. But
I saw both the Dromtarriffe games now. It's a young team. I give credit to one man, a band chairman, John Howard. He brought that team up from under 10s, like.
Yeah.
And they were a new 7 minutes, I guess? No, they he brought them from the 10s up. They're a great bunch of young fellas coming together, and it take a lot of beating, but then look at Kilbrin this year. They have 6 scoring forwards. They're not relying on one man. And I reckon if they get enough ball into probably the oldest men in the field, Nolan Callahan, they'll trouble this Dromtarriffe defence.
Well,
On the other side then, if Kilbrin can hold Tomas Howard, 17 points was a great scoring.
it was fabulous score, yeah.
Fabulous scoring, and he has great speed.
I don't think anyone expects to hold Tomas Howard. Whether he can be limited, is the hope, I'd imagine, because he's a fantastic hurler.
That'll be a great job with himself and Garrett Linehan today.
It should be.
A perfect day for hurling, Donny.
Yeah, we're getting close to the action here, George, because the two captains, Darren O'Connor, captains Dromtarriffe, and Niall Field, captains Kilbrin. They were in the centre of the pitch with referee Owen Walsh, and I suppose it's a big day for referees as well. Owen is refereeing, I'd say, his fourth final. I'm seeing that he refereed in 99, 2002 and 2009.
I suppose there's another 4 or 5 finals in Avondale.
Oh yeah, absolutely, plus football finals.
Finals.
So
great referee.
Very experienced.
They have great service as referees, and God knows has had enough to get him.
Yeah.
This should be a great game of hurling.
We've two Avondale men, of course, steering the clubs here, Shen Ballymore and Ballyhay, respectively. John Martell from Ballyhay with Kilbrin, and John Lennon from Shen Ballymore is with Dromtarriffe. So we'll see what effect they've had on the two outfits as the time swings by.
We'll have another great battle between Conor Callahan and Toback and Owen Shane at the foul. That'll be a great battle.
I suppose,
so all in all,
just for the benefit of the people at home, I might run through the starting 15 if I can, because we're really close to the starting time. Dermot Criminals in goals for Dromtarriffe. Their full backline has Ray Daly, Michael O'Brien and Dan O'Connor, the captain. The half backline has Jack Murphy, Conor O'Callaghan and Mikey O'Gorman. At midfield they have Mark O'Connor and Kevin Crimmin. In the half forward line they have Sean Howard, Tomas Howard and Conor Crimmin. And in the full forward line they have Brendan Murphy, Evan Murphy and Jerry O'Sullivan. So Overby lads in there with Dromtarriffe having already annexed the Duhallow Junior Football Championship. Game is underway and the ball is in the middle of the field. Niall Field is first to win clean possession. He sprays it in there in the direction of Dermot Crimmin. Dermot handles it comfortably and gets it out to his wing back. On the far side I think is Mikey O'Gorman. He finds Conor O'Callaghan. And Conor then launches the first attack for Dromtarriffe down there in the direction of Mark Field and not sure is it Brendan Murphy or not for Dromtarriffe. Ball is well cut out there by Killian Buttimer, the intended recipient would have been Jerry O'Sullivan, and Killian has found Stephen O'Reilly out around the middle of the field. Stephen turns onto his left and in the direction of Noel Callahan. Ball is still there, bit of a scramble for possession. Nobody in particular seems to have it. One Shane may have just about won the possession. He's trying to burrow his way forward and he's awarded the first free of the game.
One would be a handful for the defence. Free and check, should be on.
So Noel Callahan was effective in breaking the ball and just keeping it in the area for.
I think only if Kilbrin can get enough ball into the full forward line. But both teams are only testing one of those small but no.
The Kilbrin team is the same team as lined out against Bantier, pretty much the same positions also. Stephen O'Reilly has struck the first free over the bar. So just about a minute and a half or 2 minutes gone. Dermot Crimmin sends it right down into the corner here for Darren Daly to cut it out. Darren knocks it back and Killian Buttimer tries to burrow his way out, but he's stopped by Conor Crimmin. Conor strikes it goalwards, but Eamon O'Riordan is happy enough that it's gone outside of the post.
That was a chance for
it was a scoring chance indeed.
And in the Duhallow final, as you know, you have to take all these.
Yeah. It's the secret of it, taking chances. It's definitely a secret. Ball is knocked down again in front of the puck by Noel O'Callaghan. He finds Davy O'Sullivan, and Daniel O'Sullivan is trying to scramble possession, but he doesn't get it. He does get it now at the next attempt, and he's striking weakly there off his favoured left side. Dermot Crimmin has the possession unopposed, and he launches a big high ball down in the direction of Ray Daly and Mark Field. It breaks into the centre for Conor Crimmin. Sorry, Sullivan.
Was it not?
Or Tomas, was it?
Yeah, Tomas.
Yeah, we're getting mixed up here between us. But anyway, it's the equaliser for Dromtarriffe. William Heffernan lets the ball through his fingers, as it were, and Tomas Howard has another striker and goal. And this time he's again
No, that's 2 points
Found
in less than a minute from Tomas Howard.
target. So great shooting from the sharpshooter. Eamon O'Riordan in no particular hurry, but this time goes down the middle and it beats the sunshine. Has to be a factor out there because the ball there beats both players easily. Dromtarriffe will work it out towards Conor O'Callaghan, and Conor's finding loads of space here, and he strikes the ball down here in the direction of Evan Murphy. Ball has gone out over the line. Linesman is indicating it'll be a line ball for Kilbrin. So small bit of gamesmanship in terms of not releasing the ball, but the line ball here is going to be taken by Darren Daly. Looking up for his options, Darren cuts it well up the field and falls between Conor O'Callaghan and Owen Sheehan. Mikey Gorman tries to find, well, he does now find his midfielder Kevin Crimmin, and there the ball is lovely interaction there between Conor O'Callaghan and Tomas Howard. Tomas's shot is half blocked and it goes out here to the corner, and again Tomas Howard is put in possession, and there's a lot of pressure on the Kilbrin defence, as on this occasion it's Sean Howard plays it off to the left and wide, so Kilbrin survived a few anxious moments there.
Should Dromtarriffe have taken the point and settled themselves with it?
The quick puck out goes to Conor King, but he doesn't hang on to it, playing in his first final, so possibly a few nerves.
Keeping a small bit of pressure now down the
They are certainly in defence. Dromtarriffe seem to be able to find their men much easier. Ball here is won by Darren Daly. Darren plays it to William Heffernan. William goes long on this occasion, but it's taken in the air there by the cornerback, the captain, Darren O'Connor. And the ball is played over the bar from Kevin Crimmin, so Dromtarriffe have opened up a lead of 3 points to 1. Just about 5 or 6 minutes gone. Ball is going in the direction of William Heffernan. William is pushed, so the free right on the halfway line.
Kilbrin would need a score now to get back into this, because in the last 2 minutes
It's been all Dromtarriffe really in the opening 5 minutes, apart from the first score, which Stephen Riley struck from a free.
Stephen Riley is going to.
I'd expect he'll come to strike this. It's within his range, without a doubt, especially given the conditions.
Yes, Tony Dromtarriffe have settled quicker, haven't they?
Much quicker.
But, yeah, they had a goal chance, but a very good save by Eamon O'Riordan, so Kilbrin would need this now to get him back in it.
Stephen steadying himself, but then striking. It's certainly going in the direction of the goal, and it's gone to the left and wide, unfortunately for him.
So
And
that's Stephen's he's a very accomplished free taker. But you can always have 1 or 2.
I will, it's bound to be. Tussle for possession over there is going in the direction of Darren O'Connor, who appears to be playing way out the field. So 4 points on the board for Dromtarriffe. Kilbrin still to register a score from play. Conor O'Callaghan knocks the ball down in front of Owen Sheehan, but Owen is still battling for the possession, as is Daniel O'Sullivan. Referee Owen Welch decides that it's a free in the direction of Kilbrin.
We'll go to 4 points.
And
Darren O'Connor 1, Tomas Howard 2. Whatever.
Kevin Crimmin.
You're keeping it.
I'll try anyway. So this time Stephen O'Reilly has an opportunity.
Dead straight in
Source
front
to
of it.
goal, dead straight in front of the post.
You'll put your house in this mental score of them too.
From this, he struck the post, and it comes out, and Daniel O'Sullivan has reacted to win the possession for Kilbrin. He's trying to make an angle for himself. He goes right across the pitch in the direction of his cousin Shane Crowley, but that ball, well, I thought it was going to be won by the second Dromtarriffe defender, and it's Jack Murphy storming forward, but he has to go backwards to his captain, Darren O'Connor. Darren O'Connor has won the ball. Two players having a struggle in the middle of the field, but the play goes on, and it's Mikey O'Gorman strikes it over to the far corner, and it's won there by Brandon Murphy. Brandon's shot goes right across the face of the goal mouth and off to the left and wide. So referee Owen Welsh is having a word with his umpires because two players certainly seem to be tangling with one another off the ball as the play went on.
It was a bit interesting handbags, don't it?
There was
Duhallow
nothing serious in it anyway.
There was a helmet in trouble, I'd say. Sean Howard's helmet's in play. I don't think he'll do anything, don't he? Just have a word, don't give me your card. You need that in a Duhallow fine, you need a bit of...
He hasn't played the wire anyway, Joe, whether that has any significance on that, I don't know.
Just a friendly word of advice. No one has an experienced official on. I don't think he'll take any. Is he right? Is he writing? Yeah. Oh
He
yes.
is.
Yellow card each. Very early in the game in a final to get a yellow
It
card.
is, yeah.
10 minutes.
Anyway, it looked harmless enough, I should say. From the puck out, ball is taken well there again in the middle by Mark O'Connor. So, Dromtarriffe again with Brendan Murphy shooting. And this time he's found the target.
That's a great score for
Good score for Brendan Murphy.
him. Great score. 50 yards out on the sideline, that was an excellent score for Dromtarriffe. I think they've settled quicker. Kilbrin would need a score now to get back in it.
Shane Crowley is latching onto the breaking ball on this occasion, trying to get a bit of space to strike it. He gets in the direction of Daniel O'Sullivan. Daniel is being crowded out of it as well. And Dromtarriffe seem to have control. One of their players took a knock, and
Great holding there from Kevin Crumman.
great defence from Dromtarriffe,
Yes,
really,
Kevin
when they
Crumman,
snuffed
yes,
out the attack on two separate
As we
occasions.
know, Kevin Crumman has a great engine, like he'll...
Mark O'Connor has won a free for Dromtarriffe there in that passage of play.
Thomas Hall going well back into his own half back line.
Back behind his 65, so
Whatever breezes there is
He's favouring
favouring
him,
Dromtarriffe.
Dromtarriffe leading a score of 5 points to 1 with the possibility of a score
12
here.
minutes now.
This is on its way, and it looks like he's found the
Great
target.
score from Dromtarriffe.
Yeah.
That's Tomas's third point.
2 from play and that one from referee now. Kilbrin have won the possession from the puck out, but there's a loose man in defence there for Dromtarriffe, and it's Jack Murphy striking it forward on this occasion. And there.
I thought that was harsh.
Not everybody in the ground agrees with that decision. It looked like Killian Bottomer had won the ball in the air and was being impeded coming forward. But anyway, that's only our view from 50 yards away.
So this should be another point for Dromtarriffe. They're beginning to open up a bit of a gap, don't they?
Yes, this could put them into a 6-point lead with just about 12 or 13 minutes gone.
Another point for Tomas Howard.
So the scoreboard says 7 points to 1, and Dromtarriffe seem to have all the answers here, as on that occasion Jerry O'Sullivan plays Tomas Howard into position, and effortlessly Tomas Howard puts the ball over the bar. So
Yes, yeah, I know.
with less than a quarter of an hour played, he's already recorded 5 points. Davy Sullivan has won the position here for Kilbrin, but seems to be crowded out of it. Certainly the extra man in defence is working to the benefit of Dromtarriffe at the moment. Race for possession here between Jerry O'Sullivan and Killian Buttermer. And
Good defending there by Killian Buttermore.
yeah,
It's something we want to spark Kilbrin because Dromtarriffe will open up a gap.
Alec Lennon strikes the free across the pitch. But again, Dromtarriffe seem to be first to the ball in defence. And Conor O'Callaghan sweeps up the breaking ball. Backfield is turned by Brandon Murphy, and he strikes straight over the bar for his 2nd point. So Brandon Murphy in full flow there. Eamon O'Riordan finds William Heffernan with a puck out, and he in turn finds Owen Sheehan. Owen Sheehan strikes, but that's going well wide.
That's a poor wide, Tony. Like,
So
Kilbrin need all these scores now because
certainly
Dromtarriffe have
needed.
the 8-point gap. Dromtarriffe seem to be fast to the ball, Tony, don't they?
All over the pitch.
All over the field.
Yeah. Here, Brandon Murphy out in the middle of the field. Ball is won by Kilbrin, and William Heffernan wins the tackle and is going forward, so there's some possibility of a score here for Kilbrin. Niall Field takes the tackle, and referee Owen Welch has blown for a free, and Dromtarriffe defenders going to be the recipient of a yellow card, it would appear. I think it might have been Jack Murphy, but not sure from here. So Stephen O'Reilly with his 4th attempt, I would say, at a free. He registered the first one and then had 2 wides, so on this occasion he should put it safely over the bar. He does that.
And the gap is now 9 points to 7-point gap after 16 minutes.
It's a significant lead for Dromtarriffe, who appear to be dominating in most positions, really. So, puck out from Dromtarriffe goes all the way out over the line here, beating Sean Howard and Dan Daly. So, the line ball is to be struck by Dan Daly. Goes up the line towards Dan Sullivan, but it's off Dan Sullivan, and I would imagine the line ball for Dromtarriffe. So the line ball will be struck by Mark O'Connor, I think. So the ball comes in the direction of Davy O'Sullivan, standing in the middle of the field. Davy strikes it long, but again, it's a poor effort. Under no pressure.
No pressure. Especially when you're chasing a game like Kilbrin at the moment.
Absolutely. So,
Poor wide. As we said, Johnny, they have to be going over in the final.
Dermot Crimmon's puck out is touched on by Niall Field towards William Heffernan, who's coming goalwards again and attracting a lot of attention from Dromtarriffe defenders who've dispossessed him. And here, Jerry O'Connor is winning the race, but Killian Butterworth does effect a block down, and Conor Crimmon is now racing goalwards, and his effort goes off to the left and wide.
They tackled that by Michael Buckley from Kilbrin.
It was the quick puck out there beats Conor O'Callaghan and Owen Sheehan, and Connor stays forward and receives the pass from his defender. He's put under a bit of pressure, but he's holding on to the position. And this time it's Mark O'Connor or Kevin Crimmon, I should say. He's feeding the ball forward. And Tomas Howard has won himself a free on the far side of the pitch. I think Killian Buttermore might have been the offender. About 16 minutes, maybe pushing 17, have elapsed. Dromtarriffe lead in a score of 9 points to 2, and there's every chance that Tomas Howard could extend that. On this occasion, it looks like he has. So it's a third free as we hit the water break at the end of the first quarter. Scoreboard reads 10 points to Dromtarriffe and 2 for Kilbrin. So I saw the scoreboard tell its own story. That was a period of total dominance by Dromtarriffe.
Total dominance. They're fastest every ball. They're holding well.
They're holding very well.
Holding very well, and Kilbrin at the moment don't seem to have answers. Like already, like a quarter now gone. Like in Tomas Howard, 6 points scored. Like.
He has 3 frees and 3 from play.
You know, it's a great return.
And Kilbrin missed. Haven't managed to score from play.
No,
so.
and they missed 2-3 vital ones, which would have. They've only 5 points in it now instead of 8 points in it. Saying that, Dromtarriffe have a slight breeze with him.
Breeze oil in hurling, the breeze is negligible today.
Yes.
Because both goalkeepers, when they want to, can
Yes, at the moment, Dromtarriffe seems to be top all over the field. But it's only a quarter hour into the match, like. But they want to be doing something. The game itself needs a goal for Kilbrin or something to.
They seem to be working that little bit harder because their capacity to have an extra defender in defence when Kilbrin have possession is noticeable.
And their forwards are very fast coming out. Like.
They're first to the ball and they're willing to take on the defence then.
And the spine of the team of Conor Callan at centre back was playing excellent holding. And Tomas Howard at centre forward, like.
Tomas
is very strong up the middle.
Has delivered on the.
He has in the scoreboard 6 points, like. I don't know only about these water breaks that they go to the betting. I think that they could, like, a team could lose this momentum with the water break.
Is
the that's what you'll be hoping now that Kilbrin, that Dromtarriffe will lose their momentum with the water break. So.
Kilbrin certainly needs something to happen, but I think they'll have to make it happen.
And they don't seem to be. They seem to be second every ball, but there's no, I don't know. Nope. That's what our coaches are for. And they're not bringing Noel into the game. There's no right ball going into him. Garrett isn't dominating his centre back.
He hasn't been in the game at all, really.
He hasn't been in the game at all because he's up against a very good holder as well. Owen Shane is not really getting going at centre forward, like, and they're the big men for they're the leaders, like. Is Garrett going back centre back? Is that the switches? Number 17 is on for
Bobby
Kilbrin.
Fowler has gone in and
full back, I presume.
Mikey Buckley has come to centre back.
Garrett has gone to midfield. And who's gone?
I'm not sure. Owen Chen is at wing forward anyway, so Conor O'Callaghan has moved to wing back. And
well, as you said, they had to do something there.
Yeah, they've shuffled the pack anyway, so we'll see does that have an effect or not.
Straight away.
Out in the direction of Davy Sullivan, there was a push, so the free will I'm sure be struck.
Snowley Callan has gone off. He looks like he's injured.
Stephen Riley seems to have moved to full forward, and
hamstring. No, it's a hamstring, and
Shane Crowley is.
He's
gone. Garrett is sending over the free. I thought Shane was coming out to take it.
Miss hit. And you have no big man inside. Have you over ball?
There's a chance for Niall Field here, and it looks like he has converted the chance.
Yes, man of all his experience would be big loss to Kilbrin on.
You would expect he would anyway. All is broken down on the far side of the pitch. Lots of players. Mikey Buckley, who would move to centre back, is dispossessed as Dromtarriffe come raiding and secured another score from the men of the moment.
He'd be two Kilbrin defenders there, like, and won a ball that he shouldn't have won.
So Dromtarriffe with a bit of time under a bit of pressure here. Kevin Kilbrin, but Kevin gets it back, and again he's put under a bit of pressure. But here Jerry O'Sullivan is out in front of Killian Buttimer and wants to run, and he sprays the ball across the direction of Brendan Murphy. Brendan beats Macfield to the position and then strikes another fine point.
This is third point.
Brendan, who is a minor, has got his third point from play. The ball has gone out in the direction of Garrett Linhan. So Garrett throws a pass out in the direction of Owen Sheehan, who has a bit of space to work with. This time Owen is spraying it long in the direction of Shane Crowley, struggling with the sunshine. Shane is trying to make space for himself. Plays the ball across the centre there for... See, there was a chance for a moment, but Stephen Riley just couldn't get it under control. Dromtarriffe are working the ball out of the danger zone and have come wide out now. Shot is half locked down and falls to Stephen Riley, who's taking on Michael O'Brien. Stephen takes a shot from an angle and secures a point. So
Stephen's third point.
Stephen third point, he 2 from frees, and that's his first in play. 12 points to 4, the scoreboard reads. And again, the ball is raining down here in the direction of Darren Daly. Darren doesn't hang on to it. And
That's a great score from Thomas Howard.
effortless from Thomas Howard.
Excellent score. No doubt about it, Johnny. He's a class act.
He's
That's a great score.
dominated this game in a matter of 20 minutes. William Heffernan winning the position for Kilbrin and winning himself a free.
Shot for no free, don't he?
Conor Crimmin was trying to play the ball, I felt, yeah.
I felt the same as Robert Sullivan. All is nearer than we are, so
Shane Crowley standing over this free.
they need to keep the scoreboard turning over now to stay in this game.
You would suspect that Kilbrin would probably need to find a goal from somewhere. That ball is gone off the post for a second time from a free, and Dromtarriffe have lifted the pressure in their danger area. Ray Daly's effort at clearing is blocked by Shane Crowley. Conor O'Callaghan comes to the rescue, and he plays it down in the direction of Sean Howard. Sean is held up, and you'd have to say it was a free. So Thomas Howard will
Was it off the ball? We didn't see.
Seems to have injured himself, so he'll be a loss to Kilbrin now.
Oh, well, no, would Nordic on it, and if he's going, he's going.
He's going,
Serious.
yes.
Looks like a collarbone, and that's a Kilbrin free taker as well.
Shoulder injury anyway.
18 coming on for Kilbrin.
It's Rory King. His brother Conor plays at wing back. So, round of applause for Stephen O'Reilly, who
That's a big blow to Kilbrin now. 2 of their more experienced forwards went off, and already being 9 points down, and facing a Thomas
Howard free.
now.
This time Tomas has found the target. Umpire was taking a long look at it, but Conor King has won the possession for Kilbrin and is steaming up the far side of the field. Delivers the ball in the direction of Daniel O'Sullivan. Michael O'Brien ball breaks for Dromtarriffe defender, and referee Owen Welch decides that there's been a foul on one of the defenders, so that's struck quickly by Michael O'Brien. Michael is trying to play it down here in the direction of Jerry O'Sullivan. Jerry is being tackled there by Garrett Linehan, but he gets the ball over the bar. It's a good.
It's an excellent score.
It's an excellent score because he had to work very hard for
He
it.
had to work very hard. He had to beat two Kilbrin
Beat two defenders and then had the capacity to strike the ball over the bar. 15 points to 4, the scoreboard reads. As Niall Field tries to win the ball, has won it, and then strikes it in the direction of Shane Crowley. Shane grabs the ball and puts it over the bar for his first score of the game. So 15 points to 5.
Gap,
With about 22 minutes, 20 more actually, 26 or 7 minutes gone. Ball is breaking down there for William Heffernan to try and get it under control. He has just about, and he's looking for options. Tries to play it out here for Rory King. Rory wins it at the second attempt and strikes off the first would-be tackler. Plays it across the pitch in the direction of his brother Connor. With a bit of space, Connor turns onto his right. High ball hanging there, and it's well won by Conor O'Callaghan. Connor's storming out of defence here, and ball is played forward. Kilbrin seem to be trying to scramble the ball here, but Killian Butterman eventually gets it out of the danger area. Referee has blown for a free. A little bit of Badry both ways there, but the free has been knocked down in defence by Conor O'Callaghan. Mikey O'Gorman is playing it across the pitch here in the direction of his captain, Darren O'Connor. Darren's opposed by Shane Crowley, but he steps away from a would-be tackle and has time to look up and down here in the direction of Jerry O'Sullivan. Jerry's pass arrives as far as Brendan Buxley, and Brendan presses the ball over the bar for his 4th point. So Dromtarriffe continue to dominate here all over the pitch, and a quick puck out by Eamon O'Riordan goes astray, and he gives Tomas Howard the 17th point
Conor O'Callaghan has a great game in the half-back camp for Dromtarriffe.
Yeah, he's dominating.
He's dominated completely.
And just doing the simple things so well.
Yeah. And he's a strong man. He's coming out, clearing the ball.
And O'Riordan's puck out in the direction of Garrett Linehan is won eventually by Niall Field. Niall is fouled. That's the kind of free the coaches aren't happy with. Men under all kinds of pressure is fouled.
You know, they should narrow the gap, but at the moment anyway, Dromtarriffe are completely on top of it. The scoreboard says
17 points to 5.
William Heffernan is in trouble now.
He's having a debate with the referee about some incident or other. Shane Crowley is standing over a free. It's about 45 yards out. Shane strikes accurately over the bar, so he has secured his 2nd point in the game. So approaching half time, we've an 11-point gap, and there Conor King or Mikey Buckley wins the breaking ball, coming in the direction of Owen Shane, but again Dromtarriffe's Michael O'Brien gathers and is clearing his lines very effectively on that occasion. Mikey Buckley, who was moved to centre back, has won a ball. Great block down on Shane Crowley, and Tomas Howard on this occasion is back helping his defence. Mark Field plays it to Conor King when he should probably have struck it clear, and now the Kilbrin defence are scrambling trying to win it back. Not too sure who the Dromtarriffe forward is, but umpire reckons it's a 65 right over on the corner flag.
As you said, Tony, remember Bradley needs to raise a green flag to make a game out of this.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, Dromtarriffe are very dominant at the moment, particularly up the middle. Their backs on top as well. Then of course, two of Kilbrin's best forwards gone now.
Well,
You know,
yeah,
after
but I
finishing.
think prior to that, Dromtarriffe
Yes, they were top.
had definitely.
Yes, Conor O'Callaghan's really showing why he's on after Scott Penn. Like he's developing two in the finest holders in the county. He's good hurler.
Ross Howard right out on the sideline is striking. And no bother from the sideline. It's fabulous. Yeah, fabulous.
Well, they were all talking last week about his 17 points.
He's on 11 at the moment anyway. Ball broken down, but it's again one more time. Dromtarriffe, and this time it's their full forward.
Great score from
Evan
Johnny
Murphy.
O'Sullivan.
Evan Murphy, yeah. Recording his first score of the game. Darren Daly wins the ball and he's fouled by Kevin Crimmin, so he decides to go short towards Shane Crowley, and Shane off his left side shows why he's the standard of hurler that he is. Second point from play.
He's needed.
So we've just reached the half-time whistle, and Dromtarriffe have recorded 19 points to Kilbrin's 7.
That's
a
some
12
scoring
point gap.
in half an hour total, like
Yeah,
19 points.
It looks a massive lead in the circumstances.
It does, yeah. And Tomas Howard with 11 points score, lads. Hard to match that.
It's nearly impossible to
But then
counter.
Kilbrin are good championship battlers. They won
Well,
the second half.
I'm sure they'll come with
They'll come with a run.
challenge in the second half. But,
Every team gets a period of dominance. They'll have a bit of a breezes with them. So
well, to be fair to Dromtarriffe, they did dominate the entire 30 minutes.
they're holding very well.
Their combination play is very impressive.
Pieces, yeah, they're backs on top.
Yeah, well, they're on top all over, so I suppose the scores will flow if you dominate to that extent.
Well, and they are really dominated. As I said, well about you don't need it. Two Kilbrin fouls, like they're two of their key fouls. We're not take them out of any junior hurling side.
I agree with that, of
And they're
course.
free taker.
But you still have to say that
At the
that
moment, yes,
Dromtarriffe's display is very impressive.
very impressive. No, I was at their game with Newmarket. They were very impressive. But I was saying to myself, Newmarket look poor, but the way they're holding they're making teams look poor, aren't they?
I think it was a sign of a good team.
Oh, yeah, they're really.
So, I suppose before the game we were talking in terms of Dromtarriffe being, deserved favourites for the game. They've clearly delivered on that. So,
Yes, they have. At the moment, Johnny, a 12 point lead at half time in the Duhallow final. Just had to see it being turned around, but it has been done.
it would take
Right, yeah. And only any changes there in the Kilbrin line out? Old Shane has gone into full forward, or was that?
One Shane has gone to full forward.
Garrett looks like he's centre forward.
Yes. Shane Crowley's on the wing and Nigel
Yeah.
Field's on the other wing.
William Heffer's midfield with David O'Sullivan, is it?
That was the partnership that started. So,
Yeah.
Owen Welsh is ready to come into the second half. I forgot to give a mention to two expats overseas in Kent and southeast of London. Mikey began from Tullalese and Thierry O'Mahony from Kilbrin. Anyway, the second half has started here and there's a race for possession, but already it's wing back. Jack Murphy is racing up the field and under no pressure, Jack records his first score of the game and the 20th point for Dromtarriffe. Puck out into the middle of the field. Well collected on this occasion by Garrett Linehan as he tries to go forward. Dromtarriffe player in front of him took a knock, so he'll need some attention.
Who was it on?
I think it looks like Mark O'Connor.
Yeah. 20 points at 7, it's a
Formidable lead.
formidable lead, is right. But only as the old saying, it could be a game of two halves, but it would want to be, wouldn't it?
Well, I think there will be a second
I-
half, Ger, but
I know, but
I have
Kilbrin
my
might rise
doubts that
Well, for the sake of the match now, Kilbrin would really need to go, but they don't seem to have firepower inside. Maybe on chain at the edge of the square.
possibilities.
As you said earlier on, you know, he was in there to get the ball into him first. And at the moment,
Yeah, the supply has been meagre going forward.
Dromtarriffe on top all over the field.
Anyway, from somewhere inside the 65, Shane Crowley has an opportunity to respond to Jack Murphy's point straight after the break there. He does that comfortably. So
It's 4 points.
it is 4 point, 2 from play and 2 from freeze. Puck out there is gone in the direction of Conor King, but he didn't hang on to it. Tomas Howard has won it. And off his left side on this occasion,
That's super hurling again.
Tomas Howard has
It is absolutely great hurling done into it.
got his 12 points.
12 point.
Puck out has come to Garrett Linehan. Garrett drives the ball in there in the direction of Owen Chen, but it beats everybody for Daniel O'Sullivan to convert the goal chance. That came from a quick puck out from Eamon Reardon to Garrett Linehan. Ball broke inside the full back and the full forward, and Daniel Sullivan's cuteness, I suppose, had him in the right position to flick it beyond Dermot Crummin. So maybe a spark of hope of a rally from Kilbrin.
We said the game needed a goal, got one, maybe another one coming. Jerry O'Sullivan, is it?
Jerry O'Sullivan, and he wins himself a free, or not in fact, no, it's Mark O'Connor, I would say.
Captain, yeah. And Tomas Howard stepping up to it.
Looking for point number 13 if my counting is right.
So
Ball has been moved into more favourable position by referee Owen Walsh. But I doubt if it'll make much of a difference to Tomas where he was going to strike it from, because it has gone straight over the bar. Eamon Reardon down falls for Shane Crowley, and this time Shane strikes it off his left and wide.
bad wide. And Kilbrin need all these.
Kilbrin need everything that's going, so the ball is broken down. Ball was batted down by William Heffernan. The referee took a different view of it and wasn't happy. I suppose that's a style from a former era, and fellas like me will say that the rule hasn't been changed. If you strike the ball, you strike the ball. Back there, Killian Butterworth is trying to win it, and I think he has won it and is coming out of defence.
That seems to be a bit of fight in Kilbrin the
Ball is
second
broken
half.
inside for Daniel Sullivan, and that time it was knocked away by Darren O'Connor, the captain. But Kilbrin are still struggling, trying to win the possession. Owen Shane coming away out from the full forward position. Strikes it across here in the direction of Shane Crowley. This time Shane has an opportunity to add to his tally, and he does. So good score from Kilbrin for the teamwork. Owen Shane finding Shane Crowley on this near side of the pitch. So it's a goal in 9 to 22 points.
10-point deficit.
10-point deficit is right, and nothing to suggest.
Kilbrin seemed to have
that,
a fight in the second half.
Ball breaks behind, and Conor King wins it and plays it short again in the direction of Shane Crowley. Shane plays it in the direction of two Kilbrin players. Davy O'Sullivan is the player who strikes it poorly there. Stands up and looks at it, and that's certainly not going to help the effort. Kilbrin defence there. Darren Daly striking it long out of defence. And a great take by Michael O'Brien, who has support from Conor O'Callaghan. Conor spreads it out in the direction of, I think it's Evan Murphy, struck that from the middle of the field. Ball bobbles in front of keeper Eamon O'Riordan, who's still struggling up there with Brandon Murphy, I think. Went to ground expecting a free, and they don't come that cheap, I would say. Ball has gone wide anyway in any event, and Jerry O'Sullivan still wants to play with Killian Buttermore.
There's a goal from Kilbrin.
Out from Eamon O'Riordan, goes in the direction of Conor O'Callaghan. William Heffernan nearly had it but didn't have it. Conor O'Callaghan goes backwards to make progress, and
William Heffernan is walking a thin line here, I think.
the referee awards a free out of defence for I would say a foul on Conor O'Callaghan. Conor is going to strike to free himself. Dromtarriffe appear to be introducing Daniel O'Keefe to the fray. Not too sure who's going to make way, but it might be Conor Crimmin.
Daniel has been in Australia for a couple of months.
He has,
But he's
and he's.
he edged him. He's
But it's the wing back Mikey O'Gorman has made way actually.
and Kilbrin will be on number 22.
Thomas O'Reilly is being introduced by Kilbrin.
Far.
I didn't see any player going off yet, so Dave Sullivan might be making way.
Seven minutes into second half.
Conor O'Callaghan sends the sliotar sailing right down into the big square. Knocked away back there by centre back in the Kilbrin defence now. Mikey Buckley, Daniel O'Keefe won it, and he plays it in the direction of Sean Howard. And I think Sean is recording his first score of the game.
Score, yeah, which is surprising.
The goal was taken quickly, but it looks like the umpires want to consult with
It was a late
referee. I didn't see anything from here, but the scoreboard reads 23 points to 1-9.
It was 8 minutes gone.
8 minutes gone, so
Really attacking the Kilbrin cornerback. And he was striking the ball. No.
too short. The referee's making his way back out to the middle of the field anyway, and he's having a word with Kilbrin's Mikey Buckley. So Eamon O'Riordan has restarted for Kilbrin and goes in the direction of Garrett Linehan. He evades one tackle and he's being impeded as he tries to go forward, so resulting free, I'm sure, will be struck by Shane Crowley.
Now the gap was 10 minutes gone.
He has the chance to narrow to a 10-point gap if he is successful with this attempt. And it looks like he is. So
A chance 6 point.
it is his 6 point, yes. 3 from play and 3 from freeze.
Very well.
Mark O'Connor wins the ball in the middle field, feeds it to Kevin Crimmin. Tries to play Jack Murphy. And at the second attempt, Jack Murphy gets it, and Jack is fouled as he tries to get out of that little scramble.
He was going to press down into the stupid foul. He wasn't going any press with it. There were 3 Kilbrin men around him, and to foul him there's another soft point for
Tomas Howard, yes.
If they write it down, it's every 40 strikes it. He's on 14, isn't he?
Exactly the result.
Stupid
this
free to
time-
give away.
The ball is run in the air by Garrett Linehan, and William Heffernan flicks it in from Niall Field to miss. That's a goal scoring opportunity, badly missed. Ball is cleared out here in the direction of Evan Murphy. Evan switches it back into Kevin Crimmin, and he plays it off to his captain, Donald O'Connor. Ball is won back by Thomas O'Reilly. Thomas floats it in there in the direction of Daniel O'Sullivan. Daniel struggling with the full back, and there's a chance for Daniel O'Sullivan to scramble a goal, and it's not going in, that's for sure. Rory King has a chance, and it's still alive in there with Dermot Crimmin doing his best for Dromtarriffe. Referee blows it up, and
You've credited to Dermot Crimmin twice there. He was on,
he did, he
on the ground and
kept
threw
his body there.
threw his body there, yeah. Whether he threw his body on top of the ball to stop it is another thing. And the famous said it Duhallow did it, don't he?
Yes,
What's the referee's decision? It looks like it's going to be a penalty.
I don't think so, John.
No?
I think it'll be the
Throw-in?
throw-in on the 20-metre line.
Yeah, trying out that right. Oh, he got it. He got into the swing there now with him having, he went in for the ball.
Yeah.
Pure accident, but he just went there. It could be a nasty one.
Well, if the face guard didn't
Yeah,
predict him, it could.
yeah. 2 of them pulled very hard on it. Oh, is it? Yeah, it isn't, yeah. With him having
I think he's getting back up on his feet, so
Yes, yeah. Copy with Jason, there were no guards there, don't he?
and no stoppage for that
Yeah.
incident.
Oh.
I thought.
Only being told by certain referee, get up, his men's again. You want to see how the God be good to that man was.
We're in his hometown anyway.
Yes.
Um,
And he's trying again, and there we go.
Well,
Yes, William Heffernan, he's going again.
He's
Same
going
2 minutes
again.
ago again. Oh, the clash of the ash.
There's a hurley
And,
required by
yeah.
Jack Murphy. And Sheehan is going goalwards and has won himself a free.
You have to go for it.
I presume they would have to go for goal,
You have
but
to go for goal now.
24 points to 110 for anyone who's wondering what the scoreboard might be telling us.
Who's it here? Shane, is it? Shane Crowley?
Shane Crowley is
Yeah.
going to strike
You
it.
have to go for it.
Defenders are possibly looking at their backs to the sun. If this was happening at the other end. Shane Crowley strikes it, cracking goal.
Shane Crowley.
That will probably it closes the gap to 8 points, and maybe will contribute to making some semblance of a contest. Ball is knocked away from Tomas Howard there by Mikey Buckley, but Tomas wins it on the retake. Tomas is trying to make space for himself here, has the ball knocked away from him by Shane Crowley. Shane wins an easy free, and a little bit of momentum going Kilbrin's way.
The looks of what you done, there's way more fighting Kilbrin the second half. They seem to be hard to Brendan holding and they're getting stuck in, right?
So
It's a big gap to pull
from
back.
his
but,
own, just behind his own 65, Shane Crowley is looking towards the post, and He strikes it. Umpire is saying it's to the left and wide.
It's not a bad way, it's a long way out.
Well, it's a long way out, yeah.
It was
It's
needed.
90 yards out.
8 points
So
in this game now. With not an out to go.
Dermot Kilbrin restarts in the direction of Daniel O'Keefe, but it looks like it's going to beat him out over the line, and it does.
At the moment, Kilbrin have the momentum, but this new rule will be coming in the water break.
The water break will be coming shortly.
In fairness to Kilbrin, they're doughty championship battlers.
Conor King finds Shane Crowley. Shane getting it in the direction of Owen Sheehan. Owen has it knocked away from him, and there's a scramble here. But Bantier, or Dromtarriffe, I should say, there's just did for me eventually. So right over there, it looks like Conor Crimmin has won the position for Dromtarriffe, and he's swinging it goalwards. Referee umpires had a good look at it into the sun. Ball goes wide, so Eamon O'Riordan has restarted in the direction of Garrett Linehan. It appeared to be a push, all right, and the position is with Conor Crimmin. I would say he strikes it across towards Jack Murphy. Jack Murphy brings it down and decides to run, and referee Owen Welsh decides that the attempt by Shane Crowley to dispossess is a foul. So one more time, Tomas Howard is going to strike towards those posts. He'll be hoping to register the 25th point for Dromtarriffe if he is successful. He's on his own 65-metre line, but of course he's straight in front of the post. So this time he may not have found the target.
Is that the first one he's missed on him?
I think it's probably his first wide from a place ball, yeah.
Water break.
Water break has been called
Which,
by referee Owen Welsh.
Kilbrin had a momentum like in this water break, is going to kill it now.
It's 24 points to 16, so there's an 8-point gap.
What was the gap at half time?
It was a 12-point gap at half time, 19 points to 7, so that has been reduced, but
Yes, it's an improved second half performance from Kilbrin.
well, I suppose they could only improve from the first half. So, but
Still
to be fair, they have improved.
They have. They're not after lying down, and as the man says, showing the white feather anyway. They're hanging in there, but have Dromtarriffe got that extra gear to go again if Kilbrin get nearer them?
I think they might have. But then again, if we're being tested more severely,
Yes, it's going to be interesting now because Kevin Crimmin is doing a lot of hard work in midfield for Kilbrin, for Dromtarriffe, and he always does.
he is, and I suppose that has to be admired as well because Kevin and Jerry O'Sullivan likewise have competed with Borby and secured the Duhallow Junior Football Championship already.
And holding medals in the 1 year.
And Kevin is holding down the number 6 belt for the Duhallow Senior Footballers.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
So
Yes, he's a great athlete.
he's a fabulous athlete, as is Conor O'Callaghan, of course, as well, doing likewise for Duhallow.
They're a great bunch of young fellas that have come together. But in fairness to Kilbrin, now after battling back into this game,
Well, they have mounted
they've mounted a challenge.
a response.
Whether it's going to be good enough or not. No, the gap is wide.
Eamon O'Riordan restarts after the water break anyway, and it's coming down here in the direction of Thomas Riley. Thomas fails to hang on to it, and it's William Heffernan trying to move forward, but he has got it. And he's won himself a free. So, another opportunity for Shane Crowley to
Going back into it.
cause a little bit of...
There's always one. Shane Crowley.
Shane Crowley with an opportunity to strike
7 point.
It's 7 points.
One and a goal.
And a goal, from the free. So 211 to 24 points.
4 points is very impressive scoring. That's in the Duhallow.
17 points to 24. Ball is knocked down again in the direction of Shane Crowley. Shane delivers it in the direction of Daniel O'Sullivan, but it's knocked away from Daniel O'Sullivan. And Shane lost his footing just at an opportune time. as Conor Crimmin clears the lines for Dromtarriffe, and it comes in the direction of Kevin Crimmin. Kevin is soaring forward. He's being followed by William Heffernan, and he's dispossessed by the Kilbrin defenders. I would say a free out is right for it. It turns out they'll push in the back. So solid piece of defending by Kilbrin on that occasion.
Yes, Kilbrin about.
Kevin might have been wiser to let the ball do the work.
Yes, especially when they were on top. They didn't need to
From
go
way back in defence,
He could have taken
Shane
his
Crowley tries to put Kilbrin up into attack. He does that and is grabbed there by Conor O'Callaghan, and then he loses it. And referee is awarding a 65.
He was right.
So it was the correct decision, yeah. So that's another opportunity for Shane Crowley to have a nibble at that lead.
4 points to 2. This will bring it down to 6 point lead.
6 point lead, yeah. If he's
And as you know, with all
successful.
your experience, 6 points is nothing in the game of hurling.
No, but when you're trying back that lead,
Yes,
like any score that the opposition can notch in is a killer, as the men said.
This is needed.
So it's gone over the bar from Shane Crowley. Dermot Crimmin is the puck out, and it's won by Shane Crowley. A fantastic piece of hurling, I have to say, by Shane on that occasion. Ball is broken here for Den Sullivan, and Conor O'Callaghan is the man who wins the break, but Den Sullivan trying to make space to strike, has it blocked down, second bite at the cherry, gets it to Rory King, and Rory steers it over the bar for another point for Kilbrin. So 19 points to 24 there. I'm not too sure what's left on the clock, but at last a Duhallow final has come to life here in Kentork,
Yes, it has.
and it's certainly all to play for now. So here the ball comes in the direction of Thomas Howard. He finds Dan O'Connor, or Mark O'Connor was in the middle of the field. That's a free for the advantage was being played. So a great response from Sean Howard for Dromtarriffe.
This is, as you said, at least you have to find this back into life now.
Well, it's given the admittedly the restricted crowd of supporters that here something to shout about. Ball breaks there for Owen Shane to try and collect, and it doesn't go his way, so it's Evan O'Connor is striking clear for Dromtarriffe. And back there in defence, Knockfield loses the possession, so there's an opportunity here for Dromtarriffe's Conor Crimmin. He plays it across to Sean Howard. Sean Howard plays it to Daniel O'Keefe. Daniel O'Keefe plays it back out in the direction of Brandon Murphy. Brandon then strikes left and wide. That's a poor wide from Brandon, who has struck 4 points already from play. Maybe it was needed to settle. Ball breaks back, but plenty of defenders in the person of Jack Murphy, and he finds his namesake Evan Murphy, and from a huge distance Evan Murphy scores his second point from play. Ball has been quickly popped out and goes in the direction of William Heffernan, but it's cleared one more time by Evan Murphy, and Tomas Howard has a great chance here, but his ground stroke goes outside the post. It was a chance.
He did the right thing.
Oh, he did the right thing, yeah, and he wasn't far away.
They were on his
So
horse.
Pogode not being delayed here, it comes down on top of Thomas Riley. Garrett Linehan gets in there, but it's Jack Murphy clears the lines on that occasion towards Mikey Buckley. Mikey's beaten for possession there by Tomas Howard, and he's turning, and it's gone over the bar. So
That's a super point.
I've lost count of the scores for Tomas Howard.
15 points. Tomas Howard is super.
There's a bit of controversy. Ball taken out over the line. Dromtarriffe player was hanging on to it, it appeared, and an effort by Kilbrin to take it back has resulted, I think, in on Walsh deciding to throw in the ball.
It's the same match.
Won by Kevin Crimmon, I would
Won by
say.
Kevin Kilbrin, and he 3 fellas hit him. He's a great competitor, in fairness now.
So-
That ball. And then you see this thing, the only descent.
Their
It
ball
was a tough race.
has
It's
been
an
moved
easy one
forward.
now.
Well, it has been somewhat easier for Tomas Howard anyway. If he's successful, this will be his 17th point. And I think I put the Hicks on him.
But Jason done it.
Puck out underway in the direction of Thomas Riley. He doesn't hang on to it there.
Now, Kilbrin
Knocked
seemed to be
up,
after resulting like he wasn't going at best out on me. Like. The crowd around him instead of fouling him.
Absolutely, keep the pressure on.
Keep the pressure on, yeah, because he wasn't going any place. And now it is a scorer with 3 who's taking it.
It looks like Jack Murphy from here. Jack switches the play completely across pitch. And back there, Mikey Buckley is trying to cover for Kilbrin. He's bringing it forward and he clears his lines pretty well, but only in the direction of Conor O'Callaghan. Conor doesn't win it there, and Garrett Lennon is trying to win it. He does, and he's coming right into the centre. So he's trying to play on Sheehan, and on fails to win it. Scrambled for possession over on the far side is cleared out in the direction of Rory King, but the ball goes out over the line, so it'll be a line ball on the far side for Kilbrin. 27 points to 213, so it's an 8-point advantage as Kilbrin win another free there. Foul on William Heffernan, I would say.
Now they have time in their hands. About 8 minutes left. Nearly take the
So-
point, Johnny, would you?
Oh, well, it's from there, he'll have to take the
Have to
point.
take the
Yeah.
yeah. I'll drop it in now, just drop it in, is it?
Not too sure, but it's he certainly
65. He had a goal.
well,
Sub on for Dromtarriffe.
I think you'd have to be very optimistic to think you could strike a goal from 40 yards in a crowded goal mouth, Ger.
Brendan Murphy, is it? Yeah.
Ball struck alright by Garrett Lennon overhead from the 65, but it goes out for a wide. So I'm not too sure. Brandon Murphy has made way alright, not too sure who's come in for Dromtarriffe.
I get the number.
Dermot Crimmon has restarted in the direction of Conor King. Conor knocked it out over the line. And Evan Murphy is going to take the line ball for Dromtarriffe. Conor King picks up the weak effort from Evan Murphy, and it goes in the direction of Thomas Riley, but again Kevin Crimmon is available here to take the ball in the direction of Evan Murphy. Evan turns inside and gives it to Jack Murphy. Jack switches the play over to the far side of the pitch in the direction of maybe Ray Daly. And in any event, the ball has been struck wide from the far side of the pitch. So again, quick puck out in the direction of Niall Field. There hasn't been much in the game for Kilbrin. He strikes it forward, and ball is well. Oh no, it went wide actually. It looked like
I
Dermot.
thought Dermot got a hold of it.
No,
Yes.
it went wide. It would be clutching at straws, but it is the second goal opportunity that has gone a begging at that end,
Then Denny is on for Dromtarriffe.
and then he has come into the fray. So Dromtarriffe will seek to run the clock down here as they lead on the score of 27 points to 2-13. So that's an 8-point advantage. Well, the far side is knocked down, but only in the direction of Daniel O'Keefe. Is it for
Sean Howard.
Oh, Sean Howard, actually, yeah. So,
Point from Sean.
it's his second point of the game.
Third run in.
It's the third.
Here's Dominic Clement.
Kevin
Kevin
Crimmins,
is actually point.
his second point of the game.
Yeah, he's after a great game.
Ball is headed there by Daniel O'Sullivan, but it's the Dromtarriffe defence who appear to have it won. A clever hand pass finds Johnny O'Sullivan, and again Kevin Crimmins is in splendid isolation on this side of the pitch. Plays it forward in the direction of Bobby Power and is it Tomas Howard? No, it's Daniel O'Keefe. He's playing it now to Dan Dennehy. Then shot is well blocked down by Bobby Power, and one more time the ball is swung over there and it goes left and wide. Sean Crimmins is coming to the game for Dromtarriffe also. So here the ball is going to be won by Thomas O'Reilly, but his intended hand pass doesn't find Garrett Lennon, and he's cleared well up the field. Shane Crowley keeps it from going over the sideline, sells a dummy there, and then finds the time and space to steer it right down there in the direction of Daniel O'Sullivan, but that ball has gone out of the line and harmlessly wide. Kilbrin trying to find a way through for another goal, but
Yes, but it's not. Dromtarriffe will be going out in the county down in. Who are they meeting? The city winners?
the city champions, yeah.
Well,
Oh, shot puck out here in the direction of Jack Murphy, who made himself available. Jack strikes it long down there into the direction of Killian Buttimer, collects it and comes well out of the defence. He's being put under pressure by Daniel O'Keefe, but referee saw an infringement late on, but Shane Crowley will probably float it in one more time, hoping that. Well, the first line of defence stood tall there anyway in Mark O'Connor, and now it's Evan Murphy playing it back in the direction of Mark, but he's lost it. So Shane Crowley will have another opportunity to float it back into the danger area. Huddle is in the air, but nobody seems to have won it cleanly. Dermot Crimmins has won it, but his shot is blocked down, and there's a foul on the defender. So we're playing into injury time here as Michael O'Brien strikes the free down there in the direction of Mikey Buckley. Certainly he appeared to be held there, but he's Tomas Howard adds to his tally. Points have been scored by Dromtarriffe, which is a magnificent score. Absolutely. Garrett Lennon won the puck out and is pulled to ground.
Garrett's made a big difference since he went up front, but
Free was quickly taken. Referee on Welch once is retaken.
something went to book, I think, for
Conor O'Callaghan, I suppose, interfered with the free as was being taken, which he can hardly be blamed for.
no. He's after a great of a game. Man of the match, Tony, who would you give it?
But Dromtarriffe had so many players, I suppose,
Conor O'Callaghan or
difficult to pass
Tomas
maybe
Howard.
Tomas Howard. Ball is taken by Jack Murphy there on the goal line, and referee Owen Welch blows the final whistle. So Dromtarriffe have captured their second Duhallow Junior Hurling Championship title here in Kanturk on a score of 30 points to 2 goals and 13 for Kilbrin, who had a very disappointing first half, up their game in the second half and made a contest of it late on, I suppose. But no questions about who were the absolutely deserving winners here. All over the pitch, they showed great appetite and never looked in any trouble during that game, even when Kilbrin did mount a late challenge.
It was just a pity, I think, only for the game's sake, that Kilbrin's two key forwards had to go off in the first half. When they mounted the challenge,
yeah, possibly it would have helped them undoubtedly.
But I know that you say the championship in Duhallow has been diluted with the teams out of it, like, but they're as good a team as I've seen. Well, this year, I saw them playing Millstead, I saw them playing Knock, and I saw them playing Kilbrin. And to be honest with you, none of the three teams came near them.
No, on the scoreboard are in play.
Yes,
yeah.
You know, and in the likes of Kevin Crimman and the two holds, Conor O'Callaghan, they've held us up against any team in the county.
They have, absolutely.
And I'll tell you one thing, we'll be following in the county now when they go out and they'll rattle it. I'll tell you one thing.
They'll be very competitive.
They'll be very competitive, they win, yeah. They're young, they're fit and they fear nothing.
They have, they introduced two minors to their team this year now in Ray Daly at cornerback and Brandon Murphy at corner forward. Brandon scored 4 points from play and Ray acquitted himself quite well in defence also.
Quite well, a very good holder. They have a good set-up, and I'll tell you one thing, they're impressive Duhallow champions and the best looked in the county.
Absolutely, we wish them the very best in the county championship naturally.
They're a holding, and they're young.
They're a young team,
and
very athletic and
only for that man save above in Kilbrin last year, the Newmarket keeper, they're now 3 in a row.
But that's a possibility, yeah, very much so. So
beaten any team in Duhallow well this year. So
sunshine is still pouring down in Kanturk anyway. Dromtarriffe will be receiving the John Ger Brosnan Memorial Cup here from Divisional Chairman. I don't see a sight of the chairman or the cup, but I'm sure they're down there anyway, close to one another. Joe Cairns is the current chairman of the Duhallow board.
It's a pity don't have very muted celebrations. It's a funny year we're having, isn't it?
It's a funny year, but I
suppose
it's good to have the games anyway. That's what we're all saying.
How long we'll have them for?
Would we have done any better if we didn't let them in?
And
I just only for Vincent Hayes during the main lockdown, all rice will be very boring. We were to go back and see the 89 final when you caught us again. But Vincent, Vincent, is it on behalf of Duhallow Gales, thanks very much for looking back at all those old finals.
right.
Go Margaret.
Thanks, Joe.
Slán.
Thanks.